Okay, so another example here. This will be the example I mean for the breadth first search. So in this case, you have to do it step by step as what we have mentioned that you have to start that at the start node, given that your start node right now it will be the A. So in your step one, remember that it must be the same, somewhat similar to your DFS structures that we will begin to put all of those cases that we have mentioned earlier. Now, you have to insert the in your queue the start element. Okay, the step one will be A. You have to insert A in your queue. Now, say for example, here is different structure is what we have learned in the previous data structures and algorithm. That must be something like this, open and front and end. So we can insert at front and we can insert at rear and we can definitely delete um at the front end. So right now you were able to include A in your queue. And then your BFS. You have to put A, you have to keep on tracking and compare is it equals to your J as your searching key element right now. So since that is not, no. So this is the thing for the step one, since that is the initialization. For the step two, you have to check already the adjacency. You will start the same with the DFS. We were able to determine already the adjacency of the second element or the first element in this one. So what is the adjacency of A? So the adjacency of A, that is B and C. So since B and C is the adjacency, unlike with the DFS that you can only insert once because you will begin to deal with the structures, or I mean the depth first and depth sub three, then you will go to depth level. Here is you can insert that level by level. The since BNC is a level one, so therefore you can definitely insert that right now. So we will begin to insert that one by one. Oh, still now A and B, it will become. I'm so sorry. Let me fix everything. A, then B, that is the second one right now. And then in Q, B. And then in Q, C as well. Okay. And then in Q, C. So choose both here. Now, since everything here then, what will happen in Q, B, and C? So your BFS, you only have to display here what will be the updated element A, B, and C. And you have to compare does B is it equals to J? No. Does C is it equals to J? No. Okay. So since we're done with that, you have to deal with the step three. Now, in the step three, since we're not able to find the key element yet, so you have to remove the A. Since you were able to insert the adjacency and then we were not able to find the key element. So you have to remove the first element in your queue in the front end. Now, so in this case, you have to, oh, no, no, no. This will not be the step three yet. What you will need to do in the step two pata. So, what will happen? B and C, and no. That will be this third, ano na tayo, third step. Because another discussion naman. And B, C. So your front right now, will be B. That is your front. You can only access the front end. You cannot access C. So that's why we will begin to do it. So since your front end right now is B, what is the adjacency of B? So in this case here, you're able to DQA. And then um you will see here as well. B is it equals to J? No. Okay. Adjacency of B is, what is adjacency of B? That is D and E. D and E. So therefore, choose both since they are in the same level. And you can insert it right now. So basically, B, C, and D will become like this. Then in Q, B, and then D is it equals to J? No. And then B, C, D, and E. Does in Q, E, and this E is it equals to G, a J? No. And then afterwards, since we're able to done with that, BFS keep on tracking that one, it will become A, B, C, D, and E. So that is your DFS right now, or BFS right now. So in your step 4, since you were able to exhaust everything already, there is no adjacency of B anymore, and you were able to visit already D and E. So what will happen? You have to remove the first element. So what will be the first element? So that is B. So it will become C, D, and E right now. So since C, D, and E is your element right there, this will become the QB, and your element right now at the front is C. C that equals to J. Sorry. No. And then keep on tracking. So what will happen? What is the adjacency of C? Since you can access here the front end. So this adjacency of C is F and K. F and K. So shows both since they are in the same level. And then since you were able to have C, D, E and insert or include now the F, Q, F, and then does F is it equals to J? No. And you will insert right now K. Okay, there you have it. And Q, K, does K is it equals to J? No. Afterwards, since you were able to insert everything, keep on tracking the BFS the same thing. That will be ABC. I'm so sorry. You're able to insert earlier AB. No, not to. So update. I'm sorry. A, B, C, D, E. Then F, and K. So that will be your adjacency right now. I mean the BFS. So what will be the next? Since you were able to insert the adjacency of C, so since exhausted everything, you will proceed to step 5 and remove the first element. So it will become D, E, F, and K. So you were able to remove or the Q, they, C. And then what is the first element? D. Is it equals to J? Definitely not. So what will happen? Since D is your first element right now, What is the adjacency of D? Adjacency of D will be, what are those? Let's try to check. That is G and H. So that is G and H. So choose both as well because they are in the same level. And here insert one by one. D, E, F, K, G. So that will be in Q, G. Does G is it equals to J? No. So proceed, insert another K, G, and H. Does this will be include. Then does H is it equals to J? No. So perform the same thing. What will happen? The BFS will be tracked by A, B, C, D, E, F, K, sorry, K, then G, H. So that is your BFS right now. Step 6. Since you're able to expose the adjacency of D already, so you can remove D, letter D. So it will become letter F, sorry, then K, G, and H. I don't know, E, F, K, G, and H. Because we only removed the D. So what will be the next? Will be E. So E is it equals to K? No, that's K. J. That is no, definitely. So the next will be the adjacency of E. What is the adjacency of E? So this here is I and J. So I and J. So we can choose both and do it one by one. So insert I right now. E, F, K, G, H, I. Now the Q, H. I don't know. Not the Q and Q. I'm so sorry. Totally mess. Okay. I, you were in Q that. And then does I, is it equals to J? No. Continue. E, F, K, G, then H, I, K. I don't know. I, J. So in Q, J, this J is it equals to J? Yes, definitely. So your BFS right now, keep on tracking. It will be A, B, C, D, E, F, K, G, H, I, and J. So what will happen? J is found at step 6. So that's how you will be going to deal with the this breadth first searching that you will be going to deal with that accordingly. So in your step 1, the initialization, you were not able to find yet the adjacency, but in the starting step 2 at until step N, you have, excuse me, to make sure that you were able to identify the operations that you've done, the adjacency of the element, then you're able to keep on tracking the BFS. So that's how the representation of the breadth first search that you will begin to terminate the process if you were able to find that element already. So thank you so much, and I'll begin to illustrate the another example of searching algorithms in the next video.